What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and I had a moment recently where I've been thinking about my thesis. I'm still in the process of making this, so when I say still in the process of making this, I'm talking about still in the process of writing and completing my thesis. The idea that I had was to create a Spanish training school for adult learning students between 18 to 32 years of age, right? And I wanted to focus on Shanghai because I was like, wow, there's no schools in China, so let me focus on Shanghai. Well, the reality is Shanghai has a market. But the area that I'm in, and I've been living in for the last 3 years, Chongqing seems to have less of a market. So now I'm shifting from creating a market in Shanghai to bringing the market to Chongqing, and why I think that it's necessary and accessible.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
While I was, thinking about my whole paper and what I'm going to say and how I'm going to present this information, I thought about it. One of the things that I have as a goal for my children is for them to be bilingual. I wanted that as a goal for myself as well. I think being bilingual, trilingual, multilingual is sexy. I think languages are sexy. I've said this before on my channel. Languages are sexy, okay? And also knowing different languages can stimulate your mind. We need to keep that neuroplasticity. Okay, I know maybe you guys aren't used to me using big words. I don't be using words like this on my day-to-day. It's just I'm working on my paper and I'm looking at paperwork about executive skills and things like that. So it's just in my mind, so it's just coming out, right? But one thing about me, I realized that I lack a lot of executive skills. Keep in mind I have ADHD, so a lot of executive skills I think are things that you learn over time and things that you are also taught. A lot of this has to be taught. If you're not taught, this leads to problems, right? My professor was talking about how people with low executive functioning skills actually tend to stay in poverty a lot longer. You need to have the skills, and let me tell you what are the executive skills. I was just looking at a paper about it, and the executive functioning skills start with planning, organization, self-control, task initiation, time management, metacognition, working memory, attention, flexibility, and perseverance. Okay, and so for me, I think that I have a lot of metacognition. Metacognition is pretty much how the thinking of how you think. I have a lot. I'm very reflective, and I think that I have a lot of flexibility, but when it comes to task initiation, task management, attention, self-control, organization, planning, perseverance, I lack in these areas. Now, these are skills that your parents should teach you through not like I'm teaching you how to do this, but teach you through actions, through the things that your parents do. You pick this up, or they directly teach you. So to a certain extent, I do have a certain level of planning. I do have a certain level of organization, but it comes in bouts. Like growing up, my mom wasn't always organized. My mom wasn't always planning. Okay, my mom wasn't always initiating tasks. It would be kind of like someone's coming today, so we need to clean, okay? And it'd be like fast-paced, last minute, full of a lot of anxiety. And my mom did try to teach us, you do a little bit every day, and then you won't have a lot to do. But my mom also wasn't the person she would say it, but she wouldn't do it, okay? And so I think through my research and through my own personal experience, it's just very clear that you can't just say and not do. You have to say and do. Children are picking up, they're if you could just say and never do, but then you expect someone to be able to follow just your words, that's very, very inaccurate way of living. I think So all in all, this made me think about the child that I want to have and the family that I want to have. One of the things that I thought about was how I wanted my children to be bilingual. So I thought the easiest way for me to have a bilingual child is to have a child with someone who spoke multiple languages. But y'all do know I went to university and studied Spanish. Like, I studied Spanish for like 8 years. Have I used it? Yo no hablo español. Yo necesito estudiar mucho más. Or oh, my Spanish and my Chinese is starting to mix. But yo creo que si no usar, si no yo. If you don't use it, you don't have it. Si no usar, ni is Chinese. So yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. I studied my Korean, you know, I can still look at Hangul and be able to like read a little bit of it. But again, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I want to pick back up on learning these different languages. My goal is Korean. My goal is Spanish. I didn't really care about speaking French, but once I manage Korean, Spanish, and Chinese, maybe I can pick up French. I also wanted to learn Tagalog because I have a friend who speaks Tagalog, and I wanted to be able to have like many conversations with her. So right now, what I really need to get back into is my Spanish, because I'm doing my thesis on teaching Spanish in China, and so I need to be able to write lesson plans in Spanish for my future students. So I need to pick up my Spanish like this. I don't think it's completely gone. It's just something I just need to get back into the habit of using, and I need to start to take in media that's in Spanish. I just need to prepare myself, because what I really want to do is, I don't need a man to help raise my child to be bilingual. I can raise my child to be bilingual. And I think I already said that earlier, but I have the skills to raise my child to be bilingual. So I need to build my skills so that I can at least be able to help my child in some type of way. And depending on where I raise my child, they'll learn the language of that place. I'm not thinking that I'm going to be having a child in America. I'm thinking I'm going to be having a child in a country that I can afford a child. So maybe I'll be having a child all by myself in China. I don't know. But hopefully if I have a child in China, I will raise that child to be trilingual. Spanish, Chinese, and English. If I have a child in some other place, if I have a child in America, I don't see it happening, but if I have a child in America, I can at least teach my child Spanish and English, and maybe even a little Chinese, considering how my Chinese has improved since I've been in China. As long as I maintain that, I could be able to help my child be trilingual, which is the goal. I want my child to have that neural plasticity. I want their brain to constantly be able to be moldable. I think that just living in life and seeing the people online and just seeing people in real life, there are some people who can understand things that I think are simple, but they don't understand. So like, let's say, for example, I walk into the bathroom and I don't have tissue, and I don't have the vocabulary to say tissue, but I'm walking around and I'm like, 对不起，我没有, and then like I'm making the action to wipe, 我没有 like tissue. There are some people who can see me say, 我没有 this, and they can recognize that I need tissue. And there's some people who will be like, I don't understand what the hell this girl is talking about, so I'm gonna run away from her. Okay, so I want my child to be able to be in any situation and be able to take information in and be able to make an educated guess, or just a neural flexible guess where she's able to deal with any situation that they come across. She or him or they, or it doesn't matter to me as long as they are healthy, but just that flexibility that we take for granted. And I think as long as I can raise a child to have that flexibility, they will be able to take on the world. So we're talking about raising kids now, and I think that this is a conversation that I will have on another day, but I just want to leave this conversation off by saying that I am the fan of the Montessori approach, Montessori approach. And I think that when I just need to do a lot of research now, because when I end up having my child, I want to take a Montessori approach with my child. So, that's all. I was just thinking. I had the camera in front of me, so I just sat down and started talking. But for anyone who has had childs, what type of approach did you take? If you have a bilingual child, what type of approach did you take? I'm very curious because I want to be the mother that my mother couldn't be. So I think, and that's not even to shame my mother. Like, for those who know, you know, I didn't come from like a really great background. I have a lot of scars, and I am no contact with my family right now. For the rest of my life, I'm probably going to be no contact with them. However, when my mom taught me a lot. That's undeniable. My mom has taught me a lot. It's just, how do you teach a lot when you don't know a lot? I think that's the only issue. And that's not to put my mom down. It's just reality. I can't teach if I don't know. And I think also during that time, people are also blinded by not getting help, doing things alone. So for me, I'm taking the approach of I'm not going to do things alone. I mean, I don't have a family, so I'm doing things alone in that way, but I can at least do my research. I can at least do my reading, and I can at least ask you guys for help along the way. So thank you, and I hope to hear from you again. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.